ありがとうございました。2番目の出場者は大妻蘭山高等学校1年影山のどかさん。タイトルは男女差別です。どうぞ。
What is your favorite sport? I like baseball. When I said I like baseball, what did you think I liked? Watching? No, playing. Don't you have the image that playing baseball is for men? Many people do. Baseball isn't just for men. It's a sport that anyone can play. However, there are 12 men's professional baseball teams in Japan. In contrast, there are only 4 women's teams. Playing baseball can entertain everyone. However, most Japanese people have the image that playing baseball is for men. But is that true? I don't think so. My brother and I play baseball. We don't have many girls in our teams. Over 90% of our teammates are boys. Why is that? This is probably because many people think playing baseball is for men. Have you ever seen men and women playing professional baseball together? How about the World Baseball Classic or the National High School Baseball Championship? Do you know Shohei Ohtani? Most of you probably know a lot about him. Even people who don't play baseball would know him. Now, have you heard of Ayumi Kataoka? She is a very good baseball player. She played in the Women's Baseball World Cup 3 times and won the championship twice. However, I don't think she is as famous as Shohei. There are about 3,000 female baseball players in Japan, and there are much more male baseball players. My junior high school had a baseball club, but it was only for boys. I don't think it's fair. I think there have always been many girls who wanted to join the baseball club. However, teachers would be very surprised if a female student told them that she wanted to play baseball. What if it were a boy? No one would be surprised. What is the difference? Yes, gender. I don't think gender has anything to do with playing baseball, and anyone should have the right to enjoy it. I think baseball has the power to entertain both men and women. I don't think it's good to distinguish between women's sports and men's sports. What is important in life is to do what you want to do when you want to do it. You don't have to worry about whether you are a woman or a man. I want the world to be a place where both women and men can freely talk about whatever dreams they have. In order for more people to feel the goodness of sports, we should stop caring about what is for men and what is for women. I want sports to be fun for everyone all over the world. Baseball belongs to everyone. I think this negative stereotype will go away if we see female players play in the National High School Baseball Championship. I want to see women playing professional baseball too. Baseball can make people happy. I hope someday men and women can play a baseball game together. I believe the day will soon come. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。3番目の出場者はありがとうございました。4番目の出場者は大妻蘭山高等学校2年鈴垣佳穂さん。タイトルは私たちの目標を達成するためにです。どうぞ。
610 to 270. What do you think these numbers mean? 610 to 270. These are the number of plastic bottles thrown in our school. I have been working to reduce the plastic waste with my club members. And we set up a My Bottle Week in May this year. First, we counted the number of plastic waste wasted in our school for a week. And then we told everyone to drink their own water bottles instead of buying bottled drinks. Also for a week. 610 is the number of plastic wasted before My Bottle Week, and 270 is the number of plastic wasted thrown during the week. 270, we are able to reduce the number by 340. I will never forget the sense of achievement I felt at the moment. We are convinced that if we do something, even small steps, such as bringing bottles from house, we are able to reduce the plastic waste to zero one day. Why are we doing this? Because we want to reduce the plastic waste from our school. When plastic waste gets to the oceans, they are called marine plastic. The issue of marine plastic is included the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals. As Goals 14, life below underwater. However, this problem has not yet been solved. In fact, it's getting worse. Researchers say ocean will carry more plastic than fish by weight by 2050. How do we accept this reality? To gain an insight into the current state of the sea, we went to pick marine plastic at the beach. When I researched on the internet beforehand, I thought beaches in Japan would be cleaner than those in other countries. However, they weren't. I was really shocked when I saw the beach. In an hour, our junk bottles are filled with plastic pounded there. If that much plastic collected in such a short time, how much plastic pounded all over Japan and the world? We have the point where we will never be able to get back to clean ocean, I thought. I have been studying marine plastic problem by watching movies, reading articles, and talking to researchers. We also designed eco-bike and held workshops and made accessories out of plastic when we picked at the beach. Our goal is to let people know about this problem, and hopefully they will let other people know about it. What we do now cannot make a big difference. However, if we all realize this problem and take small steps, this problem of marine plastic can be improved. I have learned these small steps can lead to big results. It will be difficult to restore the richness of the sea. But if we work together and take small steps, I believe that one day we will see big improvement. So why don't we take small steps to improve the marine plastic problem together? Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。5番目の出場者は埼玉。皆様、時間となりましたので、後半のコンテストを始めさせていただきます。なお、 休憩中にスマートフォンなどを利用した方は今一度電源からお聞きください。前半同様、後半6人のスピーチ終了までは会場からの退出はお控えいただきますようよろしくお願いいたします。それでは8番目の出場者、大妻蘭山高等学校2年成田由紀さん。タイトルは京都の悩みです。どうぞ。
Travels in Kyoto. Do you like Kyoto? I like it very much because it has beautiful landscapes and historical buildings. It's very interesting. However, to tell the truth, I've never been to Kyoto before. I want to go to Kyoto someday and visit various places. There are a lot of tourists in Kyoto, and the number of foreign tourists visiting Kyoto is also increasing. But it is good news. Now in Kyoto, travels caused by tourists who do not keep their manners are a major problem. In particular, pollution caused by some foreign tourists is noticeable. I'll give you an example here. You all know Gion, don't you? Unauthorized shooting in Gion is becoming a problem. Gion has a variety of things, such as the old Japanese cityscape people from other countries would expect, and geisha, traditional female entertainers in beautiful kimono, and it is one of the spots where many tourists want to go and take pictures. However, in recent years, there have been troubles between local people and foreign tourists entering private land or shooting Michael without permission. In the case of Gion, there are many shops that don't accept first-time customers, and there are also shops that do not provide services for tourists. Therefore, the increase in tourists may interfere with business in many ways. These problems caused by tourists are called overtourism. However, not all foreign tourists have bad manners. Most of them respect the life of people living there. It's just that people with bad manners always stand out. I saw a foreign tourist when I went on a trip with my family to a famous sightseeing spot. The person was crouching on the street. When I found him, I watched him carefully. It was wondering what he was doing. It turned out that he was picking up the garbage scattered around there. I was surprised when I realized it. I was even shocked and still remember it clearly. Thus, there are people with such good manners. I want you to know that not all foreigners have bad manners and that we should not stop them from coming to Japan for people with bad behaviors. How can we solve this kind of problem? In fact, we have these problems not only in Kyoto, but also in other sightseeing spots all over Japan. Why don't you take this opportunity to think about overtourism? We have not found a complete solution yet, but maybe we can find it by thinking together, sharing ideas, and working on it with each other. Let's protect this beautiful tourist destination in Japan together, because it doesn't belong to them, but to us and to our future generations. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。9番目の出場者は埼玉県立小川高等学校1年オハンデランゲ・アッキマネトキさん。タイトルは表面ではなく中身です。どうぞ。
Character over color. Martin Luther King once said, I look for a day where people will not be judged by the color of their skin, but for who they are. I related to this quote the most because I have suffered with a similar situation. Today, I'm going to talk about judging people based on their skin color, especially those who with brown skin like mine. It makes me sad that even in today's world, we still treat each other differently based on something as unimportant as skin color. I have been living in Japan for almost 5 years. These 5 years were the most hard and challenging years in my life. Living here as a foreign student wasn't easy. I have faced many things, including being bullied because of my skin tone. When somebody asked me a question, the only word I could say was hi. So, when I was in the 6th grade, my classmates, especially the boys, took the chance to make fun of me. One day, a few boys came to me and started asking me questions. I couldn't understand anything, so I just smiled and said hi. Suddenly, they started to laugh and went away. I was so confused and didn't know what to do. Towards the end of my 6th grade, I was able to communicate with few of my friends in my broken Japanese. I was still bullied, but this time I could understand a little of what they were saying. So I decided to talk with my homeroom teacher about this. And after that, I got to know I was being bullied because of my skin tone. I was the only student with a brown skin in my school. But what made it worse was those people judged me based on my appearance rather than my characters or abilities. Skin color is just a physical trait, like the color of our hair or eyes. It doesn't define who we are as people or how smart we are. But unfortunately, many people still judge others and treat them unjustly because of their skin tone. This is not fair, and it keeps us from understanding and accepting the diversity in our world. When people judge me based on my skin color, I miss the chance to build meaningful friendships with them. It stopped us from building friendships and creating a society where everyone is treated equally no matter their skin color. We should strive to create a world where everyone is respected and accepted regardless of the color of their skin. I imagine a world where our differences are not seen as something negative but as something beautiful. Sometimes we have to stand for ourselves. I gained the courage to stand for myself after being inspired by my idol BTS Kim Namjoon. He said no matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, or your gender identity, just speak yourself. To make this vision a reality, we need to challenge our own prejudice and biases. We should educate ourselves. For example, schools should start global communities with other countries so the students can learn about different cultures and learn to appreciate and respect them. My experience made me stronger, and I want to extend my strength to all the people who has gone through this. Together, let's all make a promise today to actively fight against discrimination. Let's promote understanding, acceptance, and equality. Together, let's all join our hands for a better future where nobody is judged by the color of their skin, but for who they are. Thank you for listening.
あ ました。10番目の出場者は大妻蘭山高等学校1年関口のりかさん。タイトルはピアノのある日々です。どうぞ。
Days with piano. I still remember the day when I first met the piano. I was a kindergartner. I had never heard the sound of the piano before. We were at my grandparents' house, and it was my sister who was playing the piano. When I heard the sound, I became interested in the piano. A few years later, I started learning the piano. I was 6 years old. At first, I couldn't play it at all. Soon, I wanted to quit. I thought it was hard and boring to read music and memorize scores. Also, it wasn't fun because I only practiced the basics every day. However, listening to my sister's piano, I practiced it every day to improve my skills. When I finally played a whole song for the first time, it was hard. I felt really fun. It was hard, but it was really fun. I learned more songs and felt so satisfied that I started to feel bored again. I became more interested in dancing. I stopped practicing. However, I had my first piano recital then. I was not enjoying it, but I practiced hard. During the recital, I heard my sister's piano again. It drew all my attention. It made me feel that I wanted to play the same sound. I found a huge gap between my sisters and me. Then I started to practice again. When I was in the second grade of junior high school, I accompanied my classmates on the piano for the chorus festival for the first time. In my school, there was an award not only for singers, but also for accompanists. I really wanted to win the award. It was a new challenge for me. The practice was so hard that I was even crying while playing the piano. But I didn't give up. As a result, I won the accompanist award. What is more, I won the award again the following year. I really can't forget the happiness of that moment. It meant it was the best memory. On graduation day, I played the piano when my friends was giving a speech as a representative of our student council. My family and friends told me that my piano was very touching. Some even cried, they said. Now my sister no longer plays the piano. I miss her piano. Her piano always encouraged me to practice, but she's not there anymore. This spring, when I was playing the piano, she held my piano and said, "You played really well." Her words made me really happy. It meant so much to me. These experiences taught me many things. Now I know I can be good at things that I don't think I am. Things may seem difficult, but it can be fun if you try.
Let's try new things together. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。続きまして11番目の出場者、大妻蘭山高等学校2年中島理子さん。タイトルは日本の男女平等に向けてです。どうぞ。
Equality for all people. Are you not really frustrated by losing to a woman? My mother's co-worker said to everyone in the office. He said that when my mother achieved the best results of the year in the office, how could he say that? My mother said to me angrily and complained that our society does not recognize women's efforts and holds gender bias. I had a similar experience a few years ago. One day, I joined a volunteer activity. I was open to doing any kind of job. However, they had already set up manual labor for men and other things for women. When the area where women were working had enough people, I went to where men were working. There they said, "Don't try to help us. Women can be injured." It sounded like to me, manual labor is not suitable for women, and women are just useless here. I was in my trousers, sneakers, and gloves for any kind of job. I was shocked and deeply saddened. I began to question myself. I, as a person who go to women's school for my entire life, I never felt any differences between men and women in capability. In women's schools there are, of course, only female students. So we girls plan, organize, and enjoy all events, election, and physical labor on our own. We girls are independent and are so passionate. Teachers hardly ever say to us, "Because you are girls, behave like girls." So I feel I can be what I am at school. I am lucky because I could know how capable, how beautiful, and how strong we are. Now I'm worried that I might face this kind of discrimination when I work in the future. Even though there is a policy to protect all rights of workers, regardless of any sexual orientation and gender identity, problem remains still unsolved. How can we possibly live in a society where all genders are treated equally? The first step is that we should all get involved in this problem. As I mentioned earlier, there is of course a policy to protect all rights of workers, but it's just formality. There still exists a glass ceiling for women, and based on the old sexual roles of our society. Have you seen the Global Gender Gap Index? Japan ranks at 125th this year, dropping 9 positions from the previous year. I was surprised when I learned it. I think this actually indicates that we are very interested in gender issues. The Japanese government has been tackling now to fix up this gender gap. But what we need to do now is to raise awareness of Japanese people, both men and women. Men should admit women's ability and evaluate the ability of women properly. Also, women should have more confidence, be prouder of themselves, and try not to count on men too much. If we achieve this, the policy would be fully implemented, and we will be able to make a society free from gender discrimination. Then, one day, my mother can be proud of what she has achieved in the office. And I will join the manual labor if they need some workforce. Thank you for listening.
ありがとうございました。12番目の出場者は埼玉県立小川高等学校2年樋口亜美さん。タイトルは手遅れになる前にです。どうぞ。
Before it's too late, how would you feel if I die? You might feel nothing of it as it is not your business. But what if someone you love dies? I request you all to close your eyes and imagine the person who is closest to you. What would you do all to suddenly disappears from this world? You would feel very sad and painful. In fact, you would have to deal with emotions that could not be expressed in words. Well, I have had a similar experience twice. 5 years ago, my aunt passed away due to illness. About a month after she was discharged from the hospital, my mother and I went to see her, and she was very sick and weak, so we could only talk a little. While leaving her, I said, I will come back again to see you. Little did I know that it was my last time meeting her. The next thing I know is that I am at her funeral and all her memories are coming back to me. I couldn't stop crying. I would see her again, but I was unable to do so, and I stood there regretting it, just wanting to talk to her again. Second incident happened 4 years ago. When my grandmother passed away, since both of my parents were working, I spent most of my childhood with her. But as I grew up, I started to be busy in my studies and club activities. And we grew apart when I was in my second year of junior high school. My grandmother was hospitalized in emergency ward and immediately had her arms and legs amputated to treat her illness, which was very painful to see. I asked myself, why did my grandmother have to go through, which was very painful to see. I asked myself, why did my grandmother have to go through this? I was crying. After that happened to my grandmother, I decided to stay in touch with my grandmother, and we meet each other 2 or 3 times a month to have dinner, play card games, and cherish the daily life. Why does God throw away people who are precious to us so easily? Why do people like my aunt and grandmother have to die? As time went by, these thoughts faded away, and I started to realize that people's feelings are like temperature. The heated feelings cool down with time, and people move on with their lives. What is left with us is the memories of our close ones. We human beings don't know when we would have the last goodbye with our favorite person, and hence we should try to spend as much time as possible with our loved ones. Even talking to them on the phone could bring back the closeness between people who have grown apart. I urge everyone here to try and talk to the people who have grown apart from you, because you never know when they might disappear and would leave you with the regret of not being able to talk more. Finally, I believe that you all have someone you love and don't want to lose. As long as you are alive, you can see them, you can talk to them, and you can be with them. So before it's too late, take the necessary steps and get close to your loved ones. Thank you.
ありがとうございました。13番目の出場者は東京農業大学第三高等学校3年正木紀子さん。タイトルは見えない個性です。どうぞ。
Invisible individuality. Do you know my gender? Maybe you think I look like a high school girl. If I identified myself as a schoolboy, you would not be convinced that I am a male, because I am not listed as such in my family register, and my body is female. I have questions about the current system for transgender people, so I will talk about two things today. The first is about the hiring of trans women for female employment slots. One university created a quota for hiring women in order to increase the percentage of female professors. However, it was a trans woman who was hired. In a society that is still male-dominated, is it really fair in terms of gender equality for trans women to take a position which is meant for women? Second, I would like to discuss the participation of trans women in women's events in sports that are divided between men and women. The fact that dear Thomas, who until a few years ago was on the men's team, won the 2022 women's swimming competition by a wide margin, has led to a wide division of opinion on the participation of trans women in women's sports. Riley Gaines of the University of Kentucky, who finished 5th in the same event, said, "It just shows an utter disregard for women. That's what misogyny is." After this competition, Peanut decided on new rules for trans women competing, and they are strictly limited. I believe that a diverse society is one where there are many different people in this world, and everyone can live happily. If you like pink things, are you a girl? If you like cars, are you a boy? No, it's not like that. Everyone has their own likes, regardless of gender, and we value them. In a world that values diversity, we should think again Are there people who are being sacrificed when someone's opinion is being passed on? Is there a need to force people to fit into a certain frame of reference? Even if what you love is a product made for the opposite sex, you don't have to question your gender. Whatever you love, it is still you. No one can see your heart. That's why we should live in our own space. Thank you for listening.
それではお時間となりました。成績発表に移らせていただきます。成績発表の進行はキャビネット YCE 小田正志ライオンお願いいたします。
ここに採点表と受賞者名簿があります。ちょっと緊張します。発表の前に一つお願いとお約束があります。今日受賞された方は、ぜひこの喜びを胸に、次のステップに進んでください。たまたまコンディションで今日受賞できなかった方、ぜひ次回チャレンジをお願いします。それでは発表いたします。今日の表彰は優勝、準優勝3位、その他、嵐山ときがわライオンズクラブ会長賞、ゾーンチェアパーソン賞、審査員賞の授与をさせていただきます。それではまずはじめに審査員賞から発表いたします。埼玉県立小川高等学校2年セミニカ・リシェルさん。どうぞ答え中央へ。プレゼンターは水谷会長お願いいたします。
はい。Certificate. This is to certify that Rachel Senumika has been awarded the Judges Prize in the High School English Speech Contest held by Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club on October 29th, 2023. Kumiko Bailey, Chairperson, Judging Committee, Kotaro Mizutani, President, Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club. おめでとうございます。
はい、続きましてゾーンチェアパーソン賞の発表です。ゾーンチェアパーソン賞は埼玉県立鳩山高等学校内田智人さん。
Certificate. This is to certify that Tomohito Uchida has been awarded the 8th Zone Chairperson Prize in the High School English Speech Contest held by Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club on October 29th, 2023. Kumiko Bailey and Kotaro Mizutani. よく頑張りました。
はい、続きまして嵐山ときがわライオンズクラブ会長賞です。会長賞は東京農業大学第三高等学校正木紀子様。
はい。
certificate. This is to certify that Kiko Masaki has been awarded the President Prize in the High School English Speech Contest held by Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club on October 29, 2023. Kumiko Berry and Kotaro Mizutani. 2回目の挑戦でよく頑張りました。おめでとう。
それでは3位の発表です。栄えあるスピーチコンテスト3位は埼玉県立小川高等学校秋間根月さん。
Certificate. This is to certify that Netoki Akima has been awarded the third prize in the high school English speech contest held by Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club on October 29, 2023. Kumiko Bei and Kotaro Mizutani. Congratulations.
それでは準優勝の発表です。準優勝は大妻蘭山高等学校中島理子さん。
Certificate. This is to certify that Riko Nakajima has been awarded the second prize in the high school English speech contest held by Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club on October 29, 2023. Kumiko Berry and Kotaro Mizutani. タイへの YC スチューデントとしての派遣の目録とともにお渡しいたします。おめでとうございました。
最後の発表になりました。優勝者の発表なんですが、採点のところに何かありましたら発表している私ではなくてこちらにいるのでぜひお願いをします。それでは最後の発表いたします。蘭山ときがわライオンズクラブ2023英語スピーチコンテスト栄えある優勝者は東京農業大学第三高等学校高橋あゆみさん。
Certificate. This is to certify that Ayumi Takahashi has been awarded the first prize in the high school English speech contest held by Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club on October 29, 2023. Kumiko Berry, Chairperson, Judging Committee. Kotaro Mizutani, President, Ranzan Tokigawa Lions Club. 審査員が全員1位の票をつけました。おめでとうございます。
それでは会長も席にお戻りください。
ここで優勝準優勝のお二人に受賞に際し今のお気持ちを一言いただきたいと思います。まず準優勝者中島理子さん、マイクの方へお進みください。
今回準優勝としてとっても嬉しいです。そして光栄です。母語でない英語でやっぱりスピーチすることは難しくて、しかも日々の英語の授業でコミュニケーションとは違ったどうやってスピーチをデリバーするかっていうのに非常に練習する中で苦労したのですが、今回このような賞をいただきとても光栄です。私が今回トピックで扱った男女平等について、この会場に来てくださった皆さんが 一人でも多く考える機会を取っていただければなと思います。本当にありがとうございました。
続きまして優勝の高橋あゆみさん、お願いいたします。
今回こうやって優勝できたことがすごく嬉しいです。いつも何かしらいつもはいろいろと私のことをサポートしてくれて、3年前に同じようなスピーチコンテストに出場しました。その時は母がいろいろと手伝ってくれて、私ではできなかったことが多くて、母に助けてもらってできたスピーチだったんですが、今回初めて自分で日本語で文章から考えて、日本語から英語にして、それを練習して先生に添削していただいてっていう初めて自分でやったことがこのスピーチを作って発表するということだったので、とてもこのような賞をいただけたことを光栄に思います。ありがとうございます。
それではここで審査員を代表いたしまして、審査委員長のベイリー久美子ライオンより講評をいただきます。ベイリー久美子ライオン、お願いします。
それでは公表させていただこうと思うんですけれども、その前に皆さん本当に今日よく頑張ったと思います。こうつけがたい状況の中で大変審査員一同感動いたしました。はい、まずですね、本日1位2位3位の方順位がついてしまっていますけれども、ほんの数点差だったんですね。ほんのちょっとの差だったんです。で、皆さんのスピーチを聞きながら毎日練習して、自分の言葉を英語に変換して、それをみんなに伝えるってことで練習してきたその努力がすごく見て取れたので、これからもどんどん失敗を恐れずにまた改めてトライしていっていただきたいと思います。一つ審査員からのアドバイスとしましては、英文はもちろん先生に見ていただくなり何度も皆さん見返しておりますよね。なので英文に関してそんなに申し上げることはないんですけれども、それを相手に伝える時ですね、英語特有のリズムだったりイントネーションだったり、そこを少し自然な英語に近づけるように練習するともっともっと良くなっていくと思います、ね、皆さん本当によく頑張ったと思います。また来年ここでお会いするのを楽しみにしております。 Keep trying、okay.
ありがとうございます。それでは式次第最後となりました。閉会の言葉、嵐山ときがわライオンズクラブ神山明ライオン、お願いいたします。
長時間にわたりまして大変お疲れ様でございました。また、入賞した生徒の皆さん、本当におめでとうございます。今回で2回目の開催となりますが、残念ながら私には英語が分かりません。しかしながらですね、皆さんの熱いスピーチよく伝わってまいりました。本当におめでとうございました。これをもちまして英語スピーチコンテスト終了とさせていただきます。本日は大変お疲れ様でした。
これで本日の英語スピーチコンテストは全て終了です。皆様のご協力のおかげで執り行うことができました。本日は長時間にわたり誠にありがとうございました。